Hey, check this out over my shoulder here. Hopefully I'm pointing at it. But this tarpy plastic pallet looking thing, this is the booth. This is my entire booth. This is the setup that I was working on in the last video. Eventually, late that night, we got it all, we tore it down and we got it all downsized to just this 4 by 5 by, I don't know, 6 feet tall package, I guess you could call it. The morning after that day, the trucking company came by. They picked it up and shipped it all the way out here to the West Coast. If you haven't seen any of my recent videos, basically I am gonna be doing a few craft shows here out west, particularly in California, maybe, moment of truth, maybe in Washington State. So that meant that I had to build an entire new setup because my original vendor setup, it's staying out there in Nashville because we still have other shows that we're going to be doing in Atlanta and Chicago and Nashville, and some weekends we're going to be double booked. So we decided to build an entire new booth to ship out here so that I can do some shows out here. But anyway, I need to tear into this. I need to open it and make sure that nothing broke. It looks good for the most part. I remember that night it was kind of damp, so things were kind of covered on a layer of humidity, water. So yeah, hopefully nothing rotted. Also, I know my eye is a little red right now. That's because I just got done, taking care of it, putting a warm cloth on it for a few minutes. Don't mind that. Overall, I think it's healing, so we're moving in the right direction. You see this incredible packing work. I mean, it's a tower. It's like a Jenga tower. Or, I don't know, we were pretty much playing Tetris that night to make this configuration happen. It's leaning just a tiny bit this way, and you can see that the boxes down there are starting to collapse a little bit. No big deal. I'm gonna start taking all these boxes off of each other, and that should relieve the pressure on them. And also just air it out. Make sure that all of the moisture from that night dries off. I think I'm gonna have to tear this down like one section at a time, like in levels, in tiers. Because if I peel off the whole plastic, I feel like the whole thing is gonna lean one way and just fall on the ground. Wow, look at all those maps. Looks like everything made it safe and dry. More importantly, dry, because I was worried. That night was very, very, very damp. Not gonna lie, it feels very weird to have all my product, all my work here at this house. This is my family home, by the way, here in California, and it's just kind of like I've never really been out here for work, so it's kind of odd. I don't know. It's a new feeling. All right, so I checked on all the boxes at the bottom. Everything is okay. The only thing that needs to dry a little bit is the tent, the canopy. Because I had it set up that morning, so it kind of caught a lot of the humidity that night. So I'm just gonna leave it out here in the yard to dry off in the sun for a couple hours, and that should do it. Tomorrow, I'm going to do a dry fitting of everything, making sure that everything fits in my rental car right there. I got the biggest car they had in the lot. Hopefully, it'll be big enough to hold all my stuff. I'm gonna let all this vent out for a day, let the tent dry, and then tomorrow we'll play Tetris again with the car this time. Yeah, so I kind of filled up the car without you. It actually took me all day yesterday to do that. So basically, the whole back seat is taken up. You can see right there. The passenger seat as well. I can't really open the doors because the shit will fly out. Oh no. See, things are falling out already. But yeah, as you can see, it's like filled to the gills. There is room for the last thing that I forgot about was like my bag with my clothes and my stuff, my backpack and all that. Luckily, I found like a little nook where I shoved my things in, and I even had to leave out some of the maps that I was planning to bring. So I downsized a little bit. I shifted I took some things out of the big boxes, put them in smaller boxes. It was a whole ordeal. But yeah, now I am pretty much ready to go. It's about an hour drive. Wish me luck. I'm leaving ahead of time just in case I catch a lot of traffic. Since this is my first time doing a show out here, I'm giving myself the most amount of time for setup. So setup is in between 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. I want to get there before 2. Yeah, it looks like I'm a little early.
No, it's okay. You can go see a 10 of 11 check-in, 10 of 11.
Yeah.
You pull to the right, check-in right there. Yeah.
Awesome, thank you. Just so that I can give myself plenty of time to figure this out. All right, I'm here. The first one is always the hardest to figure out. I just finished setting up. I left all my stuff over there. Tomorrow is the event. Starts at 10 in the morning. Oh, checking in. I'm gonna go check in at my hotel.
Staying until
Sunday, yeah. Rest, and I don't know where this is going.
Did you have preference on upstairs or downstairs?
Does it have a view upstairs?
The one I was gonna upgrade your room, so yes.
I'll take it. Awesome, thank you. The hallways to get to your room is this. This is the kind of layout that you can only get away with in California because the weather's so good all the time. There's a duck. Kind of a nice, very, very zen place. I know that was kind of a lot from like unpacking the pallet. Oh sweet, I get a little balcony. The unboxing of things and like setting up at the event. Not really showing you because it was just kind of chaotic. What are you doing? Love it. But I feel like I finally, all this time, like 2 months planning this trip, I need a rest. All right, I am ready to head over to the event. Today is actually day 2 of the event. I took yesterday to kind of like focus on finalizing the setup of my booth and figure out where everything should go and how people were gonna interact with it. So this trip in general, this is kind of interesting. Beautiful day. This whole trip is a little bit cathartic for me. It feels a little bit like homecoming because I don't know if you know this, but like I consider like California is what I consider my home. And these shows that I'm planning to do the next couple weeks are right in my backyard. And it feels very, I don't know. I feel it's kind of like coming home, going into the living room and showing everybody what your talents are. It's a little bit of a show and tell of like what I've been up to, what I've been doing with my life in general. I feel like I'm coming home and showing people, hey, check out the life that I've built for myself. Look at the fruit of my labor in a way. And I know it might sound kind of cheesy, but it's true. This is like the first time bringing my work home, and I'm feeling extremely proud of myself. Just looking at the full picture, like the circle of life in a way. I left home and now almost 15 years later I'm coming back to show what I've been doing with my life. Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. That kind of thing. I don't know. It feels like a success. It feels like a success story for me personally. And I want to just take it all in. I want to breathe in, pat myself on the back, and say good job. You know, let's keep going. And in a way, it feels like the end of a chapter. I don't know. I don't even know what to call this chapter. It's not childhood. It's not maybe like my young adulthood chapter. This mess back here is just so that I can box all my crap later at the end of the show. Like figuring out who you are, what makes you, what your strengths and weaknesses are and figuring out your path. That kind of chapter. One other very important thing that I want to do while I have this all set up is to take pictures of my setup, because now that I have it the way that I want it, I can use those pictures to apply to other shows. So that's one thing that they always ask you for. They always ask you to submit pictures of what your setup looks like. So now that I have it all, picture time. I'm not saying that this is it for me and that I have it all figured out, but I feel like I'm on solid ground. I feel like at this point in time in my life, and I don't want to jinx it, I feel like I'm on solid ground where I feel like I got this. Whatever comes my way, I should be able to handle it. That's the chapter. That's the chapter that I feel I'm closing. The chapter of uncertainty, the chapter of like, what am I gonna do with my life? That chapter feels like it's closing. And it doesn't mean that my aspirations and my dreams stop there. I think that I continue on with bigger, better, bolder, more ambitious dreams. But at least I have this foundation that I can rely on, that I can count on, that I can fall back on. More importantly, that is within myself to do, and just having that confidence there makes it, I don't know, makes it so much more peaceful and relaxed on the inside. Yeah. Look at that. I did it again. And I didn't show you. Now, is that safe? I don't know. Honestly, the hardest part of this whole weekend has been loading the car. Playing Tetris with all my crap. That's the most complicated thing ever. Everything else has just been a breeze. Wait a second. But anyway, I didn't mean to get all sentimental earlier about what this weekend and this event means to me. But if you made it this far into the video, hopefully it means that you like it. So please consider giving it a thumbs up. That really helps. And maybe I'll bring you along to the next one. I don't know. Thank you for hanging out with me. I will see you on the next one. Bye. I got an hour drive back home, by the way, so I think I deserve a cheat meal. In and out, maybe? I don't know. I'll think about it.